Take that break. Numbers from Canara Bank on your screens. A 33% jump in its net profit to 5,000 crore rupees. You'll get more data on the net interest income and on asset quality as well. Be interesting to see how Canara Bank's slippages and the write-offs have turned out during the quarter, as we experienced during the numbers reported by its peer lenders, be it Bank of Baroda or Punjab National Bank. Both of them had reported a rise in their slippages as well as their write-offs for the quarter on a sequential basis. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers does Canara Bank deliver. We'll be awaiting that investor presentation shortly. But for now, the stock has seen a sharp surge after the numbers, and the net interest income though is down 1.5% on a year-on-year basis. So in line, similar to what Bank of Baroda had reported a decline in its net interest income, Canara Bank too has seen a fall in its net interest income. The profitability jump, of course, is courtesy of a higher other income. 5217 crore was the other income in the base quarter. This time around, that number is 6350 crore. So a substantial jump in its other income, and that is reflected in the bottom line figure, as you can see. But the net interest income down 1.5% on a year-on-year basis for Canara Bank. And the asset quality, when we take a look at that on a sequential basis, and that too has seen some improvement on a sequential basis, 2.94% of the gross NPA front compared to 3.34% in the previous quarter. Net NPAs too at 0.7% compared to 0.9% in the previous quarter. So we'll get more details on that. The stock now starting to come off that day's highest point. The asset quality seeing some improvement, but we'll get more details on that as the numbers go, as more numbers emerge. But Ashutosh Mishra, who is the banking analyst at Ashika Stockbroking, is joining us now with a quick reaction on this. Ashutosh, good afternoon. Net interest income lower on a year-on-year basis for Canara Bank. What do you make of the numbers? What are you awaiting more clarity on?
So one thing which is getting clear, especially that the first rate cut came in the month of February, and when we look at the public sector banks, especially, they are very transparent in passing off this to the end customer use, and that's why what we are getting is that it is start getting reflected in their net interest NII lines in this quarter itself, whereas for the whole banking sector that will get more reflected for the first quarter result out there. So that was the reason for Bank of Baroda. That can be reason for the Canara banks too.
And there you can see, even though the net interest income is down on a year-on-year basis, it is still higher than expectations, and that could show why the stock is still trading higher. They're 3% higher on the stock. But Ashutosh, a lot of these PSU banks, be it Bank of Baroda or Punjab National Bank, both have seen elevated slippages, elevated write-offs as well. What is the kind of trend that you're expecting from Canara Bank, and what clarity would you like to hear from the management with regards to its FY26 guidance?
So one of the most important guidance which we like to have is that how they are going to manage this year, especially on the front of NI, because we are going to see few more rate cuts coming in, where all the cost of fund repricing will take a few more months to start taking place. So how they will balance this first 6 months out there, that will be one of the important strategy to understand. Second is that now liquidity is getting eased out, and so given in this current situation, what will be their growth aspiration from here onward? I don't see any major issues coming on asset quality front in FY26.
What is your call on the stock, Ashutosh, or would you like to
active rating at this point of time?
Oh, all right, Ashutosh. Thank you for joining in with your views on these results on Canara Bank. For now, the operating profit and the net interest income both higher than expectations, even though the net interest income was lower on a year-on-year basis. Asset quality too has seen some improvement on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The stock has surged to the highest point of the day, has Canara Bank. So interesting numbers there. We'll await more clarity on the slippages and on the write-offs as well. But take a short break for now, and just before we do that, some good news for our viewers. India's business news leader is now just at your fingertips, and that's the CNBC-TV18 all-new app, where you can get breaking news, financial world updates, and in-depth articles, all of it at your fingertips. You can download the app from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, or you can also scan the QR code that comes up on your screen to download the app. We take a short break and we come back on the other side with more. Stay tuned.